Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mike Bass, and today I'll be reacting to Voiceplay's Halloween song this year, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. This is featuring Janon. Just noticed there's a devil figure in this scene. Is that Ellie? Because he's not on that screen. I was going to say who's playing the devil there, but could be Ellie. Let's just find out what Voiceplay have got for us with The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Just forgot to mention there, I'll just pause briefly and say violin is in this one, which is great because obviously this song is about a violin player, fiddle player, whatever, playing against the devil. So I do know what the story of this song is about. I've heard this song before. So we're going to get some violin in this one. That's a nice touch. Straight into it. I don't remember. Does the song usually start like this? It might do. I thought that maybe it was a slower start, but they're going straight into this violin playing.
Down to Georgia, he was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind, cause he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man's on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what, I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you."
So Jeff's taking the lead here with the devil's voice. Ellie is there, so I'm assuming he's not playing the devil. Wouldn't surprise me if Lane was playing the devil. Well, they're fiddling against himself, because I'm assuming the devil's going to play the fiddle as well, back to him, as the story of the song goes. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's doing both the fiddle playing for himself and the devil here. Yeah, there's something that happened before we went into Jeff's verse. There was like a growl type thing. Who was that? It was very low, so I'm assuming it was Jeff. Could be a Lane thing, like some beatboxing technique. But yeah, there was a very low sort of growly noise there, and then Jeff's obviously started this verse in his low chest bass voice here. Yeah, there's pretty much at this moment here. That was the end of it. That was the end of it, and then it starts again there. So yeah, so there's clearly some sort of growl thing here, like that. And then there's a much fuller sound there, like a low bass rumble happening.
Down to Georgia, he was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind, cause he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man's on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what, I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you're playing pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, cause I think I'm better than you." Well, my name's Johnny.
So Jeff's doing all of this at the moment. With he's even doing Lane's voice. Why is he doing Lane's voice though? Couldn't Lane do this bit? Huh. Interesting. I mean, it sounds better in Jeff's voice, him doing most of the verses in this, but I get him doing the first, like the narrator side of things, and the devil's voice. But yeah, I mean, he's telling the story, so maybe doing Lane makes sense. Interesting. Wonder why they didn't get Lane to do this part, but yeah, Jeff, he's singing like super low chest throughout all of this, like The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. So he's singing low down like that, but then he starts adding, when he goes super low at some point there, just before the devil bit, the voice came in, he started going really low and letting like the air flow out. Like when you know Jeff's gone super low in chest, when you got that sort of almost like a growl nearly type voice.
And it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best it's ever been.
Johnny, you're rising up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get the shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul.
And it wouldn't be a Halloween video without Jeff's demonic laugh. So yeah, he goes higher for the bit after the devil. The devil's voice is much lower, much breathy. For Lane's voice, he was very much. It's still bassy because it's just that's what Jeff's voice is like, but it's much higher and much more character type tone to it. Yeah, I think I'm better than you, and all this sort of stuff.
The devil gets your soul.
But then he does a bass line, a nice bass line, while all the harmonies are happening from Ellie, Janon, and Caesar. They're doing their bit. And then Jeff's doing the like, keeping it going. And then right at the end of that, he goes, oh, and holds that super low note there, while the rest of them go, it's just so.
Case and he said, I'll start this show. And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. Then he pulled his bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. And then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this.
Okay, so much happening there. We got a lot of things happening. I need to know at the bit where the devil pulls out his violin here. Very nice effects on this, with the fire and the flames happening on it. I'm assuming that's like an effect, like a production effect afterwards, where they've added the fire onto the bow, rather than they actually set fire to it. They might have done. Knowing Voiceplay, it wouldn't surprise me that they actually set fire to it. But I'm assuming that's an effect.
The devil opened up his case and he said, I'll start this show.
That's interesting. What's happening at that I'll start this show bit? I'm hearing two voices. I'm pretty sure there's two voices on the devil going, I'll start this show. So there's clearly like a whispery sort of breathy sound like that, which I'm assuming is Jeff. But there's something else.
The devil opened up his case and he said, I'll start this show.
I'll start this show. Someone's sort of doing just a normal, fairly low, I'll start this show. On top of that, I'll start this show. Very interesting. I don't know who's doing the voices. It might be the same person doing both of those voices. But yeah, interestingly doubled up there for that bit.
Fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. Then he pulled his bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. And then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this.
And then we get a little touch back to In the Hall of the Mountain King, which, if you've not seen it, is a song that Voiceplay did a while back now. I think that was done with Elizabeth. What's the surname? Let's just say Elizabeth. Forgotten her surname, but I'm pretty sure opera-trained Elizabeth sang that with them, and they did a sort of mix of opera songs. No, actually, that was Classical Chaos where they did a mix, didn't they? They did just do In the Hall of the Mountain. I think they just did it in the Hall of the Mountain King, but they changed it a lot, basically. They did touch on it again in the Classical Chaos where they did a mix of all different classical songs. They did obviously do this again, and now they're doing it here. So they like this In the Hall of the Mountain King theme, that dum 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 dum. So that's called In the Hall of the Mountain King. That's what they're doing here. So nice little touchback to that. While the three of them are possessed here.
Humans joined in and it sounded something like this.
What is Jeff doing there? So why does he go? He does a very nice getting possessed moment there. Very interesting, actually. Before that as well, before he gets possessed, while they're doing dum 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 dum, there is a low rumble happening throughout that. Just being held, and then it goes to Jeff. He goes much higher on a sort of hum, and now he's doing some crazy bass line that it's not in tune with the In the Hall of Mountain King beats that are happening here. So. While Janon, Ellie, and Caesar are all singing something, I can't tell what they're singing because the bass line's so loud and there's a lot happening, basically. They're saying something like, take him to the ground or something. They've added vocals to this section. Yeah, so let me take you down, take you down. Take you to the ground, let me take you down, take you take you to the ground. And then Jeff does a slide down at the end of that as well when he's doing the bass line, so he's like, doing all that, and then he goes, the ground, and he just slides down. Very interesting. Are those words in the original song, or have Voiceplay added that section? Wouldn't surprise me if they added that section, but I don't really remember that bit. Thank goodness for that. Nearly turned into Thriller for a moment there. They were all getting closer to Lane, and Lane was looking pretty worried. They always go all out on these sorts of videos, don't they? I love they must have had so much fun doing this. I love the playing around and everything like that, but you can tell the hard work's gone into it as well, like all the effects and everything. It's absolutely perfect. Sorry for pausing so much, but there's a lot to break down with this one. Voiceplay at Halloween, they always put an incredible amount of effort into it, and there's a lot of things happening vocally. I'll try not to pause too much going forward now.
When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, old son, but just sit down in that chair right there. Let me show you how it's done.
Fire in the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. The chicken in the bread pan picking out dough. Granny does your dog bite, no child, no.
Because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. And Johnny said, well, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best it's ever been.
He played Fire in the Mountain, run, boys, run.
What? Okay, a couple of things there. First of all, I didn't expect them to actually say son of a and the B word. I didn't expect the Voiceplay to swear. I don't know why I didn't expect that. I know it says that in the song, but I thought they would maybe change that up. I guess it would be hard to change that up. He could have said "son of a gun," I suppose. Yeah, I'm just surprised they went with that. I know that's the lyrics of the song, so. But then Lane kicking the violin or the fiddle, the devil. What, seriously? Like, he's playing with fire now, Lane. Yeah, this whole section while Lane was doing the fiddle for very country. I think it does that in the song anyway, in the original song, so they are keeping true to the original. But yeah, it's just weird how Jane on going yeehaw, and then they all went and it went very, very countrified there.
Well, the devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. And Johnny said, well, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best it's ever been.
He played fire in the mountain, run boys run. The devil's in the house with the rising sun. The chicken in the bread pan, pick it out, though. Granny, well, you don't bite no child, no.
I'll go back again and let it finish. There are a few things happening there. The devil. Is it Lane playing the devil? I've got a funny feeling now, actually. Seeing the mannerisms of what the devil was doing there. It could be someone like Bucky, who I know is featured in a couple of their songs. He's got similar mannerisms, I think. That's sort of like... I just can't see Lane moving like that. The way this bit here made me think it might be him, but it could be someone else. I need to know who played the devil here. And can they also play the violin and fiddle, or was that Lane doing the violin bits while someone else was inside the devil costume? That's possible as well, I suppose. But yeah, it's that bit where they were singing, and they're obviously at this point. He's taunting the devil now. He's still playing. He's like, yeah, look at this, you know what I mean? Getting in his face. The devil's cowering and all that sort of stuff. But there's a brief moment where he just lost it and started dancing along and did like a sort of hip thrust out and stuff. And it's just like, oh, that's voice play all over, isn't it? You're having this serious moment here where they're beating the devil and then they just suddenly throw that out.
The chicken in the bread pan, pick it out, though.
This is a weird moment, like musically. So they're going, they're following that sort of pattern, but then it suddenly changes up and goes quicker. When Jinon gets this bit now, chicken bang bang go go, and it's suddenly like, well, hang on, that didn't fit with the. You know what I mean? It doesn't quite fit the notes now. It suddenly changed, like the feel of it. But then straight back into it again. So it was only that brief moment with Janon's verse where it's got quicker and out of time with the original beats, and then suddenly went back to it. Interesting. What's Caesar doing here? It looks like he's falling over. I also like a bit earlier, after Lane he was finishing his violin solo, Caesar towards the end of that gave Lane a little knowing nod, like, yeah, that was good. I like that touch.
Child, no.
Stupid voice play.
That's gotta be Bucky, hasn't it? If not, it's someone similar. Stupid voice play. Was that his voice as well? If it was someone like Bucky or someone else doing the devil, was that their voice, or was that one of the members of Voiceplay doing that voice? It could have been Lane or Jeff or something saying stupid voice play. That had everything. Like, not much of a Halloween feel. Like usually the Halloween, they like to go scary. You know, they done that hide and seek. They did Thriller and all that stuff. They like to go very freaky and scary and put all the makeup on and all that stuff. They didn't really do a lot of that in this one. It's still the Halloween feel because you've got the devil and everything like that. But they went very comedy with it, which I like. I like that. I mean, it's not the traditional Halloween that we get from Voiceplay, but they added similar elements in still, and it does involve the devil. I mean, it's Halloween, isn't it? And the devil does look a bit scary. It looks a bit like Darth Maul at times from Star Wars. But yeah, so much happened in this. I've tried to pick out all the main elements. I'm sure there's bits I've missed, but they did an amazing job with this song. Like, this is everything you'd want from this song. The dueling violins and the way they did the certain parts, it's epic. Very much a backing performance from Ellie, Caesar, and Janon. Didn't have a great deal to do in the song because obviously this is about Jeff doing most of the verses and telling the story. The devil obviously doing his part, and Lane being the violin player, the fiddle player, if you will. So very much those three were kept on harmonies, but they had moments. They had their moments where they did that sort of breakdown section in the middle where they had lines to sing. They did some good harmonies there. Without them, obviously, it would be even more basic. So they had to be there, but they did take more of a backseat in this one, which is fine. That happens sometimes in these songs. They have to dish out which parts are best for each, and you can't have too many parts taking over most of the song in a song like Devil Goes Down to Georgia. It just wouldn't work if they were all doing it. So yeah, very smart from Voiceplay. I like that bit as well, where he plays the fiddle and goes down. Jeff follows the notes, like octaves down. You know what I mean? Like, dun, 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 dun. And Jeff goes, dun, 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 and goes further down with it. Very nice.
Child, no.
And he said, I'll start this show. Fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. Then he pulled his bow across the strings and it made an evil
hiss. Yeah, very nice. I'll leave it there. It's just going to be the same outro. There's not going to be any messages or anything like that. Yeah, really, really good. Stupid voice play. Making us laugh at Halloween. That's what Voiceplay do. Yeah, epic. I really enjoyed that. I'll have to watch that again a few times to try and pick up different elements. There was so much happening. Sorry if I paused a lot, but that's what I tend to do. I'm a breakdown reactor. I like to analyze what's happening. So yeah, sorry if there was a lot of pauses in this one. There was, and I know there was, but that's Voiceplay. They made me pause. I was possessed to pause by the devil. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, very nice. I'll link the video for this in the description. Feel free to give Voiceplay a like and subscribe. They're amazing at what they do. I don't think there's going to be another Halloween one now from them. There may be. There's still quite a bit of time before we get to Halloween, so maybe they'll do another one, and this is like a mini Halloween, shall we say. But yeah, it's very nice either way. If this is the only one, they did a great job with this. So yeah, give them all the love and support. They need it, and they deserve it. Yeah, as always, feel free to give me a like and subscribe if you like. It really helps the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.